I smell something bad, Sevyn said, his voice tense as he wrinkled his nose, trying to find where the pungent stench was coming from. The air was thick with decay, making his stomach turn. You were in a dumpster, Castor replied, trying to lighten the mood. Sevyn shook his head. Not the dumpster. It's coming from the station, he said, glancing warily at the building. Like sulfur? Rotten eggs? Castor asked, eyes narrowing. Yes, Sevyn replied, feeling uneasy as he focused on the strange presence and growing tension. I need to warn you, Sevyn, Castor said quietly. The police station is a maze with demons hiding inside. I don't know how many there are, so you have to be careful. Here's the plan. I'll go in first and use your death certificate to start the next step to get your wife's case files. He looked at the doors, feeling the pressure of their mission. Detective Knight is the key. We have to find him, Sevyn said, urgency in his eyes as the pressure grew. Got it, Castor said, frowning with concern. I'll find a way to set up a meeting with Detective Knight. We'll need to use your medallion's power to keep you hidden. If you see any demons, don't fight them. Our main goal is to reach Detective Knight safely. His voice was serious, every word showing how urgent things were. I know what we need to do, but I'm here for one reason, to learn anything about my wife's case, Sevyn said urgently as they got closer to the doors, tension rising. As they stepped into the station, a familiar figure appeared from the shadows. Detective Fate, Castor's older cousin. He grabbed Castor by the shoulders and pulled him into a quiet corner, away from the station's cameras. Are you insane? You're walking into a nest of demons. They're cunning and dangerous, Detective Fate whispered, fear thickening the air. Demons? Do you know how absurd that sounds, Chance? Castor replied, disbelief shielding him from dread. I know. The family business isn't just funerals, it's the Wu Shang Society. That's why I don't need you hunting demons here, Chance snapped, gaze fierce. We run a funeral home, that's all. Just the family business, Castor insisted, unaware of Chance's more profound knowledge. My mum told me everything. I'm not in the dark. I'm family, Chance said. Really? How's Aunt Honey? Haven't heard from her in years, Castor said, lost for a moment in family memories. She's fine, busy as always, but let's focus on what's important. Chance lowered his voice to a tense whisper. You shouldn't be here, Castor. There are creatures from the demon realm hiding in this building, predators disguised as people. They're not just dangerous, they're clever, ruthless, and have abilities that are hard to explain. Some can move through walls like shadows, others can read minds or change memories, so you never know who to trust. The air inside feels wrong, full of something evil that makes your skin crawl. I've seen their eyes change for a moment, showing a hunger that's not human. You need to leave now, before they notice you. If they do, getting out will be almost impossible. Chance's urgency was evident as he glanced nervously at the building's dark windows, as if expecting something to look back. I'm not leaving. If there are creatures inside, I have to face them and get answers myself. How do you know about them? And why are you so comfortable around them? Castor asked, his determination obvious. I had this vivid dream about a strange woman who changed my right eye. She told me she was looking for answers to something dark and thought I knew something. Ever since, I keep seeing beings pretending to be human everywhere, Chance said, his voice shaking. Castor frowned, studying Chance closely in the dim light. A woman in a dream. That sounds a lot like a succubus. What did you do to get a demon interested in you and your eyes? His voice was skeptical, but there was a trace of curiosity too. The details of the dream aren't important, Chance said. Everyone in that station is from the demon realm. Even Detective Knight, my partner. They're dangerous, he added, his voice unsteady. Castor leaned in, his face showing both curiosity and suspicion. Then you know why I'm here. "I want the truth about my wife, and I won't leave until I get it," he said, his voice firm. "I know exactly why you and your friend are here," Chance said, meeting Castor's eyes. "But listen to me, Garnet Warrior. No one else can see you, but if you go into that station and draw any attention, you'll be marked, and once that happens, nothing good comes of it," he warned, his voice urgent. "You're Detective Knight's partner? Then you must have the information I need. What's in my wife's case file? I need answers," Sevyn shouted, his desperation clear in his voice. "Keep your voice down, Sevyn Wayne. You'll draw attention," Chance warned, his tone urgent. "The creatures inside aren't just clever. They're almost supernaturally cunning and dangerous. They can sense us and will do anything to protect their secrets." Castor's eyes were determined as he said, "I've finally got permission to let out some frustration in that station." He sounded confident, but Chance, his older cousin and a new detective, noticed a hint of vulnerability, a reminder of the risks and emotions involved. Chance tried to stay calm, his experience steadying the group. He knew the dangers of the demon realm well. "I know you're strong," he said, taking a deep breath, "but if you fight in there, more will show up. They'll go after anyone you care about, innocent or not," he warned. "You sound afraid of a fight," Castor said, challenging him as their eyes met, and the tension grew. "I've been trying to stay careful while dealing with all this," Chance replied, his voice urgent. "I'll explain more at your father's funeral home, where we can talk safely. For now, give me the death certificate for Sevyn Wayne. I'll make sure it's filed. If anyone saw you here and your name comes up later, the certificate will be your alibi. I want to protect you and keep things under control," he said, making his intentions clear. After Castor and Sevyn returned to the funeral home, Mr. Abgel met them at the front door with Pollux. "So, did you take off any more heads tonight?" Pollux asked his older brother Castor. Pollux was the younger and calmer of the two, often feeling overshadowed by Castor. "I was about to check on that lead," Castor said. His voice echoed in the dim room, where the air smelled of lavender, old wood, and dust. Streetlight slipped through a cracked window, catching dust in its beam. But Chance stopped me just in time. He says he has important information for us. He'll be here soon. "That's too bad," Pollux replied, a wry smile on his face as he leaned against the cold wall with his arms crossed. "Cousin Chance is in for a shock when he sees the monsters out there." "I wouldn't be so sure," Castor replied, his face serious. "A succubus changed Chance's right eye forever, leaving a mark that lets him see supernatural beings, even those hiding behind perfect disguises. These creatures don't just hide. They can look human, move through walls like ghosts, or watch you from the dark, feeding on your fear. Chance can see through their tricks and spot the shadows beneath." He leaned in, his voice low and urgent, as candlelight flickered across his face. "You can't imagine what he's seen in the police station's twisting halls. At night, the air gets heavy with the smell of ozone and old blood. Phantom voices whisper through the vents in strange, ancient languages. Sometimes the temperature drops so fast your breath turns to mist, and you know something is there, just out of sight." His hands shook as he remembered the fear. Shapes hide at the edge of the light, too fast to see but always watching. Doors rattle for no reason, lights flicker, and sometimes a shadow moves the wrong way across the floor. Chance has seen figures slip through doorways, their eyes hungry and strange. He's heard footsteps behind him in empty halls and felt a cold hand touch his neck when he was alone. "It's like the spirits Papa made me face during Sevyn's lynching. Cold, relentless, and full of vengeance. Their hatred is suffocating, as if you're buried under years of pain and anger. These beings don't just come from nightmares, they create them. Every meeting leaves a mark on your mind, haunting your dreams with twisted faces and voices that never go away." "I wouldn't worry too much about him," Mr. Abgel interjected, his voice rich with warmth and confidence. "He's a survivor at heart. Besides, his strong intuition and the protection of those who care for him are formidable shields. He paused, his gaze shifting to Sevyn, sensing the weight of his burden. "But you didn't find any leads regarding your wife's case, then?" Sevyn shook his head, frustration etching deep lines across his brow. He felt the tension coiling tightly within him like a serpent poised to strike. "Not at all. I'm becoming more convinced a demon may be behind her attack, but why? This mystery is now an all-consuming obsession. This insidious puzzle refuses to release its relentless grip on my mind," he confessed. His voice was heavy with desperation as he struggled with the dark enigma shrouding his wife's fate. The demon theory, birthed from the vivid nightmares that left him drenched in sweat and gasping for breath, seemed the only explanation for the circumstances surrounding Valentina's untimely demise. In these nightmares, he often saw a shadowy figure lurking in the corners. This figure embodied all his fears and insecurities. "Who knows?" Mr. Abgel said, his voice low in the dim room. Candlelight made shadows dance on the walls, adding to the uneasy feeling. "This is just the start, Sevyn. Something bigger and darker is going on, something we don't understand yet.